What's up guys, welcome to the back nine out here at Challenger 7 going from longs to longs. We're on 10, which is an 845 foot par 4. No real danger anywhere, just gonna send a long shot and then try to get a little more technical on the second. I will be throwing this Lucid Glimmer Raider because Ricky told me to try it. And so I'm gonna try it. A little bit of headwind, so we'll see if it works. If you don't fall over. We'll do our best. It is pretty wide open, so just getting it out is the key. Yeah, and Raiders go a long way. You can see that, just have a nice long straight flight with some extra glide. Loving the Raider for these long shots right now. All right, the basket is dead straight. You can see the short to the right in white, but we're gonna be going into the trees over there. Really just trying to punch it pretty straight. So in the headwind, I'm gonna go with my more stable Lucid Glimmer Raider, a little Annie, and try to get the flex down there. Get that to come out. Just trying. Caught the last limb, but it was gonna be a really good line, just a little bit too overturned. Well, hit the very last stuff up here, kick down, and now it's just a pitch up. I'm gonna be jump putting. Just getting it close, not really trying to make it. I like this Annie line because there's only one tree in the way instead of more. That's just a tap in par. Hole 11, 491 foot par 4. It's essentially an L going straight and then just hooking left. There's a couple different ways to play this tee shot. You either have a forehand just to go straight or a backhand which kind of curves around the corner just a little bit, but this is a really hard birdie, so just looking to get something down there. I think first off, I'll probably go with the backhand with my Supreme DyeMax shoes. Try to hit the tunnel. I knew I shouldn't have thrown that first. But correction is the forehand with just a more beat up DyeMax. And that'll give me a look for birdie, but it's a really tough one. Well, I overdrove this forehand straight shot. So really the second is just a little pitch to the mouth if I can. So we'll see how that goes, but can't do much else from here. Seemed like a weird little bounce, but not too bad. Really just looking to throw an Annie up there with a forehand. This is a really tough hole right now, how it's set up. I'm gonna go with my suspect, a little straighter. That way I can just kind of pop it down there. That was very kind. Let's try the heart. Okay, so a little more stable and getting over it to hit that gap. It's a little bit safer. Definitely preferring to get near the basket with this harp instead of having to try to make that long putt, because the harp did just end right past it, and that's a lot easier for a par. Hole 12, 367 foot par 3. There's essentially two ways to do it. You either get a backhand turnover or forehand kind of flip up to hyzer. I usually like the backhand just because I like ending straight, because the short right side is a little thicker and can cause bigger numbers. So we're going with my first run evader on a turnover first. That's either going to be a long putt or just a pitch up. Now I'm going to try to show you the forehand with a general. That was a little early, and that's going to be in a really tough spot, which is why I like the backhand so much better. Definitely overturn these both. You can see the forehand up there and the backhand down here. There's just a lot of trees on this hole, so trying to find a way past the initial stuff into at least this ditch to get a par is key. And you never know when you might make it anyway. Hole 13, 431 foot par 3. Essentially just dead straight. You want to try to hit a gap. I've heard some people going over the top, but I don't really like it. So I'm going to be trying to punch one down the middle and just getting it to kind of straight skip and give me some sort of putt. I'm going to try that again with a Raider with a little bit of flip up. Not great, but both of them will get me pars. Definitely a little lucky to get through when I did, but give myself a putt, which is always good. So let's give it a chance. See if I can make it. Almost. That's better, but less power. Oh well, another par. Just trying to get a lot of pars on this course. Hole 14, 510 foot par 4. If I was AB, I might go over the top, but for me, I'm just trying to throw something low and straight with a mid and then have a forehand into the green. Two pretty protected holes. Both sides are pretty gnarly, so really just trying to throw something down the middle. I'm going to be going with my retooled EMAC. Little wind, so a little bit of hyzer on it. Not the greatest, but try a little flippier, that way I can really punch it. Also early, but that'll put me in a much better position. This is where a good drive-ish lands. It's a little shorter, but I like to throw a moonshine X Justice just down the pipe and let it swing hard at the very end. And that's going to give me a putt every time. It didn't quite swing how I wanted, but again, it's about looks. Once again, just went a little straighter than I wanted with this, so now I have a long putt for par, or for birdie. I mean, C2 putt, you'll make one, just gotta practice them. Hole 15, 849 foot par 5. It says par 4, but it's par 5. Really, this first shot is just about placement, and then second shot's about placement, and third, you're getting near the basket for a look. I like to go backhand here just to try to keep it straight. I think the forehand cuts off the angle just a little much, so I'm going with my Supreme EMAC. Hit, and that's just fine. That'll give me something around the corner. It is a little far, but that's okay. Definitely pushed a little far on this shot, so now I just have a forehand roller around. There's super aggressive high stuff, but when I'm this pinched, just doing something to keep myself in the middle-ish is really what I'm looking to do. We'll see what that gives me. I should be able to get a par from there. Definitely overturn this just a little bit, but realistically, I should be able to find ways to it. For par, this is just not an easy spot. Looking to get something down there and avoid some trees. I mean, just not a good spot. Really, you want to just be in the middle out here, so you can just throw something down there. I got too aggressive on the second. I'm here after 3. This is where you want to be after 2 good shots. Basket is tucked a little to the right, but it's not as far right as you think. So for me, I'm going to go something a little straighter than this suspect and try to flip it up down and just get a little baby fade at the end. Like that. That should hopefully give me a good putt at it. Not entirely sure how I got here. I think I either took a weird kick or roll, but overall, for a par save after some not good shots, doing just fine. Take a par. Hole 16, 391 foot par 3. Dead straight. There's OB right on the path, but really just trying to punch it straight, trying to get a nice mild finish, and just keep giving yourself a look is key. Going with my beat up honor. Nope. I just ripped over it. Again, that parked the short, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. Let's try this glory. Similar line, a little higher. Again, got the short, but really the line is just something straight and making sure you're in bounds. Swing one up there. Hole 17, 360 feet. You can see the orange. A couple lines. Most people go with either a backhand flex or forehand. Forehand's definitely the more common play because you just hit one out wide, let it swing back. So that's what I'll be doing with an enforcer. Something about this hole has been getting me recently, so just looking to put it wide, let it swing back at the end. Skip. No skip. Grass is a little long, so I'm not getting anything. Low ceiling. Looks like I just got a little bit of a tough piece of grass, so now we have a long C2 line. Last hole, hole 18, 664 feet. This is probably the toughest hole on the course. Just gonna try to swing something out there. A little bit of flip up maybe. See if I can get out there. I'm gonna be going with my Raider. Really just trying to get a little flip up and get it to get out into the open. This hole's hard enough as is. Might be perfect, might be pitch up to the landing zone. We'll see. Well, I threw this drive about as perfectly as I could. Yeah, now I just send one down there and see what kind of putt it gives me. I think I'm gonna throw honor. Try to just throw it flat, let it drift for me. Just try to hit the gap. Nope. Now that's a hard par save. Kind of annoyed I didn't hit the gap perfect, but basket's not too far. I'm gonna throw my Socky Bomb Slammer. Just straight, let it hook. And that's a birdie look, or that's a par look. It's a good par to end it. Thank you guys for following along. This has been 18 holes with the new long to long Challenger 7 Memorial course. This is my home course at this point, to where a lot of my practice is going to be here. You've seen how hard it is. I'm excited to see how it grows in, and maybe we'll get a pro tour down here. Thank you guys.